We have not stopped tracking COVID-19 just because this is election day. There is a major vaccine development to share with you. Pfizer says clinical trials show the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is safe and it is effective for children as young as 5. CBC's Hillary Johnstone is on this story live from our nation's capital. So what are you hearing from the U.S. drug company, Hillary?
Well, so Hannah, what we're hearing is that for children between the ages of 5 and 11, that it appears that their vaccine, this Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, that it is effective, that it provides a robust immune response, and that it's also safe, saying that the side effects that they saw in this trial they did of about 2,200 kids, that the side effects were quite comparable to what they'd seen in those older age groups, so quite mild side effects. So, of course, this is really big news, good news for parents who are nervous about their kids, teachers, of course, now that schools are reopened, and really for all of us as we watch this fourth wave of the pandemic take hold across the country. And earlier we heard from Dr. Christopher Labos, and he explained exactly what it is that we're hearing from Pfizer today.
What they've said so far is that the antibody responses in this younger age group were the same as the older age groups that we've seen already. And so it's reasonable to assume that the efficacy of the vaccine is going to be just as good in this younger age group. So number one, it works. And number two, they've said that there doesn't seem to be a difference in side effects with this younger age group. So it seems to be safe. And those are the two things that we want to look at.
So a couple of important things to point out here, Suhana. First of all, Pfizer now has to apply to the FDA for approval. So still going to be a while before these shots actually start going into arms. But of course, this is a really important step, the fact that they have come out with this information. But also important to point out that so far, this information has not been peer reviewed. It has not been published. We are getting this from a news release, a press release from Pfizer that they put out today. But of course, some welcome news, an important step in making sure that some of those younger kids get vaccinated, because up until now, of course, that Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine has been used in those who are 12 years of age and older. This study looked at those 5 to 11-year-olds.
Any sense, Hillary, of when kids here might get access to that shot?
So the first step, Hannah, is that Pfizer is going to have to apply to Health Canada for approval. And we have heard from Pfizer Canada today. They do say that they intend to apply to Health Canada. They say that they know that this is top of mind for everyone, especially for parents, but they didn't provide any sort of timeline on when that might happen. They did say that they've been working really closely with Health Canada. They've been providing data as they've been going so that Health Canada is really up to speed. Now, in terms of other studies, we know that Moderna is also currently doing a study on how this vaccine is going to be tolerated by younger kids. And Pfizer is now looking at other studies for 2 to 5-year-olds, and then also babies who are 6 months old up to 2 years old. So there are a number of other studies that we're going to be watching in the weeks and months to come about how this vaccine is going to be tolerated in younger kids. But in terms of a timeline, we don't know yet. But Dr. Labos said that this is going to be really big for those school-age children once it is approved.
We'll talk again.
When we can actually start vaccinating these children depends on how quickly the vaccine actually receives approval. But one assumes that at some point during this school year, we will be doing vaccines in elementary school children, which is going to make school at least slightly less worrisome for parents and hopefully decrease some of the anxiety that a lot of parents have been feeling about the school year.
So hopefully that anxiety will start to ease now that we know that there is some of this preliminary data and even more on its way.
We'll talk again. That's CBC's Hillary Johnstone in Ottawa.